Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for clicking whatever button it is that you clicked to see what you're seeing right now. I am Aaron Hurd, and this is the Wrap It Up Show, where weekly we look at the upcoming paint schemes for the NASCAR Cup race, and we do it in the order that they finished in last week. But tragedy has stricken us to a severe extent more than usual. Unfortunately, neither of my co-hosts could be here with me today to look at these paint schemes. So it is just you and I, viewer, just us together sharing this moment, examining what paint schemes are going to run this weekend. First one up, last weekend's winner, the man, Young Money, Kyle Larson. He's running a patriotic scheme. I've got to believe that's because 9/11 is the next day after the race. He's ran this scheme before at the 600 Memorial Day. But you notice he's got the yellow up there for the playoffs. Kyle Larson, 22nd win, career cup win, tying him with Terry Labonte. If you watch the show normally, there's a Terry Labonte hood hanging right here beside of me. So iconic to me. And the man's still young. Terry had 2 cups. Maybe this is Kyle's year to get the second one. I don't know. Let's look at the rest of the cars. Hang with me here. I'll be right back. Oh, folks, like I was saying, this is Wrap It Up, and we are looking at for the upcoming race at Kansas, the playoff race. Kyle Larson in the 5 won last week. Got the patriotic scheme. Coming in second, the 45 of Tyler Reddick. I really thought he had some juice there. Tyler Reddick may break off something in this playoff and run away with something and hop some rounds here. He could do it. He can absolutely win the Roval. He could win Kansas, any of these things. The 45 car, the 2311 team, has been very successful at Kansas. So that's somebody to look for going into this weekend. Got a hot paint scheme. Ooh, look at this man. This dude right here, crazy, the run he is on, 3rd place coming out of this. Look at him. Oh, my gosh, Chris Buescher. The man is absolutely magic. He is on a tear, folks. He could absolutely contend for this cup. It's absolutely crazy. He's back to the primary Fastenal scheme. Got the little yellow on it, though. 4th place, the man, Slick Willie B. Lord Byron. This is my pick to win the cup, and I stand by it, 4th place, even when he's not killing it. He's got strong runs this year. The dude has got my confidence. He's had it most of the year that he was going to be the dude pulling it off. Raptors back. Got a little yellow highlights. Oh, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's still trying to get a win for this year to kind of shake off the fact that he didn't make the playoffs. Obviously, he would have been in the playoffs if the whole snowboarding incident didn't happen. But Chase is still out there fighting. He's not going to win all of it this year, but he might still get a win this year. Very possible. He's running well. He's got great equipment. What can stop him? 6th place. Oh, look at it. Listen, this is a great finish for what's been going on with the Melon Man here. Dude has been finishing mid-pack like every race throughout the entire summer. To get up here in the top 10, he's back on track when the playoffs start, which is what matters the most, really, I suppose, depending on how you're looking at it. But Kubota back with that yellow on the top again. Ross may still be in this. Everybody was talking him down, saying he wasn't going to go long. Who knows? Oh, look at Big Brad. Brad has absolutely killed it. Come back. He's brought Roush back from the dead. It's the 17's winning everything, but Brad's right there with him. It's just a matter of time. I saw something the other day on press day for the playoffs. Brad's sleeping just in a lobby of a hotel where they're doing press and everything, and everybody's kind of walking by, seeing him there asleep and messing with him. But the man's running an entire company. He's carrying it on his whole back. He's out there. He's got Jack Roush like in a, lifting him up like in a little, baby carry-on thing, like a Yoda, running with Luke Skywalker, running around the campus, trying to get stuff done. You got to give it to the man. He deserves a break. Oh, Bubba, top 10. Listen, Bubba, again, 2311 is really good at Kansas. Bubba has won there. Kurt Busch won there. Both 2311 drivers and 2311 cars. Look for it. It could happen again this weekend. Bubba with a new Columbia scheme. It's kind of hot. It's kind of got some almost like snake skin up in the front. That's interesting. Okay. It's all right. I don't know why we're seeing the 9 again, but you know what? The 9 is running the blue def. We shouldn't have saw the 9 earlier. I don't know what's going on. I'm by myself. They left me here alone. There's no adult to watch me. Okay? Something's happened. The whole order's out of it. Okay? Look, you caught me. You busted me. It's over. Okay. I'm not professional. I'm sorry. Let's see what's next. Oh, listen, I really do like Ryan Blaney. Probably my number 2 guy. But he just ain't got no mojo since he won that race. He came out, and I don't know what it is. I mean, this is not a bad finish. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting the man down. Then again, Penske, for some reason, seems as a whole maybe to be off, I would say, especially considering how well Roush is doing with Ford. So, you got to say it's not a Ford problem. Wabash, he's ran this scheme before, but he's got the updates. What we got? Oh, listen. The guys, when they were here before they were taken hostage, each individually by totally different people in separate incidents. That's why neither one of them could be here today. When Justin and Jordan were here last week, I was talking up this man right here, saying this man can be a threat. And I got some, what are you talking about? Legacy. Sure, Legacy is not making the best cars right now, but Eric Jones is not a bad driver. People are overlooking Eric Jones. I'll stand behind it. Fight with me in the comments. I don't care. Do it. I'll get Eric Jones to come into the comments and talk to you. Probably not. But I'm defending the man. He could have won Darlington if he'd had just a little bit better car. Absolutely. Without a doubt, in my mind. Oh, we'll get to his new teammate here in a few minutes. Look at this new scheme from my boy. Oh, my gosh. He's got the Casey's. Over in Appalachia, where we live here, in the southwestern part of Virginia, as we call it, Southwest Virginia. But I find those of you not from the mountain think we're talking about West Virginia, because it is what we're saying. So I'm trying to be very enunciated here, as you can tell. I'm really speaking in my directory voice and totally no hint of accent whatsoever, right? We do not have Casey's, is my point, in Appalachia. I've seen Casey's when I've been out on the road. I don't remember anything amazing about it. I thought it was a gas station. They've got a pizza on the back of the car. I don't think it's a pizza place. I think this is a gas station. I really do. Maybe it's a pizza place. Maybe they're just selling pizza in the gas station. Hunt Brothers, right? I don't know. This whole chicken rooftopper wind direction thing here, I cannot think of the name. Makes me think General Store or something. But cool scheme, red and white. It's kind of, got that Coke vibe to it. Good layout made for this. Another sponsor for Kyle Busch that JGR couldn't find for some odd reason. Oh, I don't know. All right. Here's Big Joe right here. Joe running the same scheme every week. He got into playoffs just so he could have more yellow on his car. Oh, I'm not really a big Joey Logano fan. My mom is. My mom really likes Joey Logano, and it's the only reason maybe I don't hate Joey Logano. A lot of people around me hate Joey Logano. I'm not saying Joey Logano's holding one of my co-hosts for ransom or at gunpoint or anything like that. I'm not in any way insinuating that today, although it may be true. Joey could very well win Kansas, too. This is a style of track where Joey is good. It just depends on, I believe, what Penske shows up with. Joey, whether you hate him or you love him, the man is talented. He is a Hall of Famer. I'm not telling you any inside information here. This is all obvious. He should go deep into the playoffs unless Penske's just way off. Oh, the 16. Look at it. We only got half a picture. That's about how well it's doing. It's about half-pack car about every week. So, there's a lot of talk this week about Dinger. What's he going to do next year? Is he going to be back in the 16 car? Because apparently there was talk of shopping this car and Dinger maybe going full-time back in Xfinity again. Which doesn't surprise me when Dinger kind of came back in kind of from a retirement when he was out for a little while there. Said he wanted to have fun. He wanted to do what he enjoyed, and I cannot imagine in any way that he is enjoying driving the 16 car this year because the finishes are just not there. And, man, when he was driving the 10 or 11 or 16 in an Xfinity, he was racking up wins. That's a lot more fun. I don't know. I would be the same way. I'd think about it. All right, let's take a pause right there. Let me tell you, folks, I've got some friends over at White Blaze Outdoors. And I don't know if you've heard about this place, but it's not a place at all. They own no property. There is no place to go to. You call them, they'll meet you somewhere. They come to you. It's the business of the future. Do you want to go on a hike? White Blaze can help you out. Do you want to go see wild horses in the wild? White Blaze can take you there. Do you want to look for salamanders like we saw in the little clip there? Look at these salamanders. You know, they took me on the salamander hike. I saw a salamander that only exists on this one mountaintop. Super rare. That salamander, I'm one of the only people he'll ever see, you know. I'm very famous to him. So it was well worth the price. Folks, give us a few seconds here, and we're going to come right back to you with more of the big show. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Oh, it is stage 2. Wrap it up coming at you. We're looking at every paint scheme for the upcoming race up here at Kansas. I say up here. It's probably just more west to me, being in Bristol, beautiful Bristol. I hope to see a lot of you come out, visit with us here week after next. We'll be out in the campground talking to people, giving away prizes, seeing what y'all doing, trying to make you famous on the interwebs. Folks, let's look at more cars. Coming in at 14th, the number 10, Eric Almirola, and what everybody suspects is his last season in this car, and especially with Smithfield. He's running the same scheme again. 14th place, compared to what he's done a lot of the year, not too shabby, honestly. Here's his teammate running right behind him in 15th, Chase Briscoe. I really thought would have a better season. Of course, he got hit with a big 50-point penalty. It pushed him way back. Stuart Haas, you have to think, is just way off. Briscoe was showing so much more talent early on, and then it just came apart. Got the regular Mahindra tractor scheme this week with the mud on it. Ricky. Ooh, this is still another Kroger-based sponsor. This other Dillon's grocery store is a subsidiary, another chain owned by the Kroger company. And, of course, they've given extra special room to NOS here. Ricky has NOS as a sponsor for years. I like how they mixed the two together because he already had blue on the NOS anyway. So they really made that one work out well. Ought to be a good-looking car this week. Oh, look at the change up coming. Not Hendrick, excuse me. Look at the change up coming here this week. They're whiting out on the Sunseeker Hotel and Resort down there in Florida. Of course, this resort is owned by the Gallaghers, who own Allegiant Airlines, and the majority stake in Legacy Motorsports at this time. The understanding is supposedly majority ownership eventually goes to Jimmy, and he's running the team now. Just before we filmed, or I filmed, I'm used to people being here again. I've been abandoned by co-hosts. See segment 1 for more information. Just before I filmed, the 42 announced that the driver next year will be John Hunter Nemechek, which I think we've been saying for a little while what was going to happen. That's just going to Toyota. He's the next guy in line that Toyota wants in a Cup car. He made a really good change to do that. Here's another man who's got so much energy going for him. He is right there on the verge, in my mind, with Byron for the Cup. And wasn't even sure if he was going to drive next year or what. Of course, he's coming back, running as strong or stronger than ever in the primary. It's a hot car, honestly. I've said it since week 1. That's just a hot car. It's maybe the hottest one of the year for any driver. You tell me. I want to know. What do you think? Oh, Sonny D, second time this year, a little bit different. Mixed up for Harvick. Last Kansas race. Everything Harvick does at this point is his last one, right? And we can all be like, oh, man, the last time Harvick Well, here he is. He's got the Sunny D. He stole it from Ricky. The yellow banner mixes right in with it, right? Just a big jug of juice right there on the side. Just right there. Man, what an advertisement. I love it. The 3 car, so far back. Listen, this, honestly, for the way he's been running here lately, is just, this is good. A top 20? He's doing great. He's so far back in points. He's so far off the pace. And Kyle Busch just makes him look that much worse because you can't blame the equipment right now. I would imagine, honestly, if you look at the points, which, let's put the points up. Where are the points? Give me the points. Look at this. This is the playoff points. I don't have the whole points. If I did, you would see the 3 is beating like his brother and one other person. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. If he wasn't the future owner of the company, I would say, they would start thinking about, is it time to make a change? But that's not going to happen, family company, unless he steps down on his own. Speaking of family companies, here's the next adventure of that to come in the future. But, man, this guy having some struggles. He got into a little bit of trouble once the playoffs started here. He maybe got a little more aggressive during this past race. I saw him kind of moving some people out of the way, caused a wreck there. Still say he's going to be a great driver, though, running that monster. Let's see what else. Here's the man, if I'm not mistaken, he spun around. Didn't the 54 spin the 7? I believe so. The 7 having a mid-range way of doing things, and that doesn't seem odd for the 7 car. But I'm just waiting for that explosion. They keep hyping the 7 car up. They're coming. Spire's coming. It's getting better. We've got a multi-year deal. We've got this. When? Do we have to wait till a whole nother season? What's going to happen between now and the end? What can you not show us? Show us something. Let's go. I saw an interesting picture earlier. I'll talk about it when we get to the 77, though. It's got to do with Spire. Look at this scheme. The scheme is a change-up. This is not a good picture. And there's a reason, because it seems like whoever runs the media department over at JGR doesn't like to just take normal pictures. Hey, I get that. It makes it honestly exciting. It's getting the better, unique angles. Sure, it's something different, but it makes me being able to show a paint scheme a lot harder. But this one's got to do with, I guess, just filing stuff down. It says protect on it. Basically, the whole thing I saw was just them just cutting something with a disc and throwing sparks everywhere. And so we got some red here, a little more of the pavement on there. I mean, it's cool. I like the mix-up. It's something. It exists. I'll give it to them. Oh, man. Listen, this is the hot topic we talk about on the show all the time. Me and Justin, we're always seeing these things advertised, and they're constantly sponsoring people in NASCAR. It doesn't matter what team it is, what association it is. They've got a ton of cars that have ran this paint scheme. I was getting my hair cut this week, and the lady cutting my hair asked me, have you had any of the Celsius Live Fit drink? I'm like, no, but I keep hearing about it. It's all over these NASCARs, all these things. She's like, oh, it's great. And I'm like, really? I guess I'll have to try it. It just the advertising is aggressive in my life for this. So I'm going to try it, I guess. I was told the peach is good. You tell me, is the peach good? Is the peach bad? I wish I knew which button.
It's just a bunch of cars going around in circles.
Peach is down in Georgia, but I missed it, and we're just going to move on. Denny, back in the Yahoo, he's ran the Yahoo scheme before. We could have a real picture of the car again, but it wouldn't have the yellow banner on it. So we got this rendering here. Not a good race for Denny. In the end, man, did he dominate the first half of it, though, right? One stage 2. I thought for sure that was it. He was my pick last week. I thought there's no stopping him. And he got stopped. He got what he thought was a tire issue, and I even listened to just a little bit of his podcast, and he mentioned it being a loose tire again, which is what he said in the car. But on TV, they were showing everybody going over it, and the pit reporters mentioned that they didn't find any evidence of a loose wheel. So, but, when a few days later, Denny's still on that story. Now, I don't know if that's just how he feels or they found more information, what have you. But the end of the race did not come out well for the hopeful first-time champion. 25th finish in the Big 11 car. Oh, man, the boot barn. We have talked about it and talked about it. Is it a barn full of boots? Is it a boot that has a barn in it? What's the proportions? What's the sizes? I do like that they just got a bold font and just wrote it as huge as they could right across the hood. They didn't waste any time. They don't try to trick you. They just tell you what it is, where you need to go when you're thinking about it, what it be. There it is. I like the colors. I'm always down for red, white, black. I think it's a great layout. It's a good stuff. Good stuff. Got to give it to Todd. Todd did serve a great purpose in the race at one point and brought out a caution. Fell apart there and ran into some people. Didn't have much of a race. Still got 26. He still beat a lot of people. You got to give him. That's not too bad. Listen, I've been too hard on Todd, and because of that, I'm going to take a moment and just take a break, refocus, get everything back together. Really just think about what I can do better not to upset Todd in the future. And then I'm going to come right back with you on that big stage 3, and we're going to look at more of them paint schemes. Holla back. Wrap it up. Oh, boys and girls, welcome back to Wrap It Up. It is stage 3. We are looking at paint schemes from this upcoming race at Kansas. Playoff race number 2 in the first round, the round of 16. And we're looking at them in the order that they ran last week, coming out of the big race at Darlington. Last week, this car, the number 51, was driven by Ryan Newman. This week, though, got to change it up. It is the man, the human ice cream, cold custard, driving again. His dream to be back in the Cup Series, and Rick Ware's making it happen like no one ever could because he's
Here comes the money.
So much money. Biohaven drug money. Oh, back marker finish, 27th. He beat some people. 41 car running United Rentals again. Primary scheme there. Ryan Priest, man, everybody expected so much more, didn't they? Whew. He's working on a re-sign, though. I still think he's a good driver. I think Stuart Haas has work to do. Oh, here is the man.
Ty Dillon.
Running that Raz for 2 weeks in a row, but looking different because he's got a little different flavor on there. Look at these very 80s colors on this Raz stuff. I don't know, this pink, this it's not turquoise. I guess that's just teal. It's a very odd layout. The car stands out to me. I bring this up for a reason. I saw a picture earlier of the shop floor at RCR, where they're preparing, of course, the 8 car, the 3 car, the 78 car, if you didn't know, is coming out of the RCR shop. It's like the night shift, is my understanding of RCR's running this 78 build. But also today, the picture featured this car, the 77 of Ty Dillon, which, of course, is the brother of Austin Dillon, which is both the grandsons of Richard Childress of Richard Childress Racing. My point being, why is the 77 car there? This is a Spire Motorsports car. Spire has their own facility, and my understanding is even my understanding. You look on the car, Rick himself, Big Rick Hendrick. He is sponsoring some of these cars with some of his companies. At this point, why would they be building the car over at RCR and not the 7 car? The 7 car is still over at the other place. It's very strange. Ty's not ran well. Ty is like awful. He's bad off. Points are just bottomed. It's ridiculous. Is RCR just fielding a car for him with an arrangement through Spire somehow just to keep him in a car for the rest of the year until he has something else open up or something? It's a strange situation. I'm just saying. These cars aren't usually linked together, so something's going on there, and the family connections obviously is what's making it. Ty got 29th. That's, he beat 7 people. It's 7 people I never beat. Do it, Ty. Oh, man, look at the 15 car. Holy smokes, the 15 car was drove by J.J. Yelly, and still J.J. is back in it this week. Jungle Law. What in the world is Jungle Law?
Just hanging around.
Just an elephant with, what is that on the back? I don't even know. I don't know what that is. Are those meerkats or this car? absolutely no chance of winning whatsoever a Kansas race. But a contest for the wildest paint scheme right here. This is wild. Look at it. This neon green zebra and leopard zebra. I don't know. Jungle Law. All of a sudden, the 3-car last week, Morgan & Morgan Law Firm. Then we got Jungle Law the very next week. Where are these lawyers getting so much money that they're sponsoring Cup cars? Man, this is, well, don't answer that. I know we all know exactly where the lawyers are getting the money, right? Oh, the number 2, man. What? It's not going well, is it? No, it's not. They did the crew chief swap for the 2 and the 21. Reuniting Austin Cindric with his Xfinity Days crew chief. Hopefully that's going to turn things around for him. And I think that's much more focused on Austin Cindric than it would be, honestly, in ways to help the 21. The 21 is either on his own island or maybe on his way out. But Penske's definitely going to take care of the 2 driver before they do anything with the worrying about Harrison Burton. That's their least priority. Oh, look at here. This man ran this scheme before, but it's in the playoffs now. Got to have the yellow, right? It's looking tore up, as you can see here, the shop picture we've got. And, man, what a terrible race. It was tore up. He got in wrecks. He had just damage. The thing beat all to crap, and I really hate that for Michael McDowell. I really like the guy. I wish he would make it a couple rounds at least. But at this moment, let's go back to those points. What's going on here? Look, all the way down in the bottom. He's 19 back. Now, that's not insurmountable or anything. 2 good stages, and you're right there with everybody. But being 16 out of 16 is not a good look. And, I mean, it can still happen, but it's going to be hard. You have to nail these races week in, week out. These guys are pros, and everything has to count. And the 34 is just not having good luck. Well, here's the 48. Man, the 48, you tell me, was the 48 overreacting in this giant block of Suarez? Is he standing his ground? Did Suarez take it too far? Or is the 48 taking it too far and over-blocking, honestly? And once you throw that many blocks, sliding back and forth, it's game on, and the 99 got tired of his crap. I don't know. What's going through their heads, you think? I think both of them probably feel that way. The 48 thinks he's in the front. Screw him. I'm going to stay in the front. I'm not going to let him by. The 99 thinks I've got a faster car. I should be by. They both think they're in the right, and then they both wind up out of the race. So
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
You know what I'm saying? Rick's probably not happy. I would say Alex is not having a good year. I think everyone can agree with that. 33rd this week, only beating the person he wrecked and 2 other guys. Here's the man he wrecked, Mr. Daniel Suarez. Running man, the freeway.com is every week now. The Freeway has just bought up the entire part of the back summer going into fall. This is every single week he's running it. They are pounding that insurance hard. Somebody sign up for this stuff. It's a hot scheme, though. You got to give it to them on that. All right, we got 2 more. Check it out. A different look for the 21. I'll be honest with you. And throughout history, there's been other colors, obviously, on the 21 car, the Wood Brothers. But these days, it's always red and white. Constantly red and white. You never see another color on the sucker. It seems strange. But I kind of like this, honestly. It's very weird. It's just green. The highlighter number. I like the highlighter number. Instead, Menards normally is going to highlighter everything. They did the flip over this time. This is kind of cool. The hood, I want to see what's going on. Are these rays of light? Is this holy Menards? The light shineth upon the 21 and blesseth him with sponsorship dollars? Or is it like a dandelion? Or maybe, I don't know. I was going to get stupid. Let's not get stupid. It's too late in the show. It's almost over. Listen, though, let me say one thing about the 21. I'm going to make a bold prediction. Harrison Burton is out of the car next year. This is bold, I said. I don't know if this is holding weight. Zane Smith goes into the 21 next year because I believe unless they have another place for Zane Smith to run next year, Ford's not going to want to give him up. He's too big a prospect. So my thought is Ford's going to want to move him to this seat. This is the developmental cup seat for Ford. They make a lot, if not all, of the call of who's driving this car, to be honest with you. And, of course, they should, as they are Motorcraft and pay the sponsorship dollars. But Harrison's just not cutting it. It's been a couple years. If they give him one more year, it'll blow my mind. But even Matty D. Bring Matty D back. The car was running better. Matty D's out of a truck ride now, right? Why is Matty D out? Does he know something that he's going somewhere like Colleague? Or does Matty D possibly pull in another crazy card? Because that's how he got to the 21, if you remember. He just was like, okay, I don't have a ride. I'm open. I'm not going to re-sign my contract. Somebody get me, and it worked. And he made it to the 21 car, which was pretty good, and almost won a couple races. Just a couple seconds there, and then all the way down to trucks. What's going to happen there? I don't know. He's not coming back to the 21. I'm being facetious, of course. I don't think that's going to happen, but he could be a colleague or something. That could happen. All right, one more. The 78 car this week, not driven by its owner or one of the other normal people that we see. This week, Sheldon Creed gets a start. Sheldon Creed running the number 2 down in the Xfinity series. Is that right, or is that Austin Hill? Or 21, no. And always has this wheel and paint scheme a lot of the time. So, again, this car's really coming out of RCR anyway. They build this car for B.J. McLeod. There may be a little more done to it this week because really this is an RCR driver under contract. They're putting him in the car for a week. Maybe he gets a car that's much more RCR tuned to the likes of Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon than perhaps they provide to B.J. and Balicki and those fellows who drive that car on the normal. Folks, that puts us through the entire field of 36, and we are going to Kansas. And then I am excited to tell you, you're coming to Bristol. It is absolutely
It's Bristol, baby!
going to be huge, and we're going to have a good time. But before you leave me, let me leave you with one thing, and that's the knowledge that White Blaze Outdoors, while you're in town for Bristol, can take you out. Get here early. You're coming into camp. Have a local guide take you on a hike. The price is reasonable. He'll come to the track and pick you up, or she. They have multiple guides. They will hook you up. They know where to go. They have all the equipment. You don't even have to bring anything. Just show up, go on a hike, see animals, waterfalls, whatever. Enjoy the nature. There's a great reason we all live around here in these mountains. It's beautiful. Freaking go look at them. Why don't you morons? Listen, folks, I'm going to make a pick. Kansas. I'm going to get a little bit nuts on this. Last week, Jordan got the pick. That's the first one we've ever had right. Actually, I'm going to back up. Hold on. Let's not stop the show. I have not mentioned this entire show that we give away stuff every single week. Look at this. You write in the comments who's going to win the race, and you can win this press junket from 1993. Stolen, borrowed, found. I don't know. I didn't have anything to do with it. I obtained it in a different way. But it came from the media center of Bristol Motor Speedway. This is the actual press junket that is given to the riders back in the 90s. It has multiple pages in it of information, pictures. It is typed, folks. This is a very unique thing, and we will mail it to you. You pick the right winner of the race, and or the only one, or we'll random draw from all the winners, and you get that sucker. That's something, I don't even know what the value is. $40 billion, $60 billion? I'm not an appraiser. Don't ask me. I don't know. I traded some cabbage I had one time for magic beans. I don't know what's going on. But my pick this week, I'm going to throw a wild card out there, and the 23 repeats. You're going to say I'm insane. Tell me in the comments. You got a better pick? I say Bubba does it and it advances. Folks, I love every single one of you. I appreciate you clicking on this video. I don't know why you did it, but you're a good person. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you